Now today is a little bit different compared to sharing my experiences with devices and how I use them in my daily life. So I just want to explore as well on more productivity workflows and gadgets that can help me with my day-to-day tasks. So I hope you still enjoyed this one. There are things in my personal life that's affecting my attention span lately, and one of them is definitely doom scrolling. Back in Q4 2025, I was so engrossed with doing this daily tracking that I've done it for a few months already, and it was doing really great. I even did a few videos about it. You can check out somewhere in my channel right here. However, this year, just reviewing back my Q1 of 2026, I have definitely slipped back into my old habits and I really need to do something about it. Hence, I'll be sharing what changed, what I've learned, and how I plan to get back on track. So let's get right into it. December of 2025 is when I started this YouTube channel where I share my experiences with interesting tech gadgets and how I use them in my life. Watching videos on YouTube had tremendously inspired me to create my next videos. However, I've got to be really honest, it did lead me to endless doom scrolling as well. Having the initial thought of I'm doing this because I want to get some inspirations, but it turned into hours of endlessly scrolling through my Instagram or YouTube. I realized the way I approach content creation is a double-edged sword, so it kind of helped me brainstorm ideas for my next YouTube video or Substack post. But the negative is it also leads me to hours spent being unproductive instead of doing the actual work. After scrolling for a couple of hours, I realized I was not capturing any ideas at all. Even if I saw a video that's inspiring or read an article that gives me ideas, I still get distracted by the next video or the next story. Ideas immediately wiped out of my head, and I get sucked into the black hole of social media. So one of the most important things for me right now is capturing my thoughts and ideas. Creating weekly videos and Substack articles can be time consuming, especially when you have a full-time job. So as much as possible, I want to capture these ideas no matter how random it gets. So the other day, I was cleaning my room and I found something that I forgot that I had. My Plaud Notepin. The reason why I got this was because I was packed with different projects and meetings every single day at work, and I want something that could help me keep myself on track and what are the things that I have to do. Not only that, it does help me also with voice journaling or reflections, especially when I don't feel like writing on my journal, and I would just take this thing out and start yapping. Then the AI will then help me summarize this information into digestible pointers. I think it might help me again with content creation, especially for this channel. Now, the advantage of having this little gadget right here is that it helps me capture my thoughts and ideas really fast. I don't have to take out my phone and go to my voice app and start recording. I will just press this button and it will just start recording on its own. Next advantage is the wearability of this tiny little thing. It has a couple of accessories that comes in the box. So we've got the charger right here. This is a pin that you can put on your shirt. So you can just pin it on your shirt just like this. And another thing is, if you just put back the back plate, you can also put it as a watch. So you can put it on your wrist and you'll be good to go. And not only that, it also has a necklace. Now this is really fascinating. I've not seen anything like this. So it has a hook that you can hook right here, and you can be just dangling on your neck, and if you have anything that you want to record, just press on this. So that is kind of fascinating as well. That's kind of intrigued me to getting this type of recording gadget. Now ultimately, it's just a better device if I'm feeling lazy to type or write. I could just take this out whenever I'm commuting or walking somewhere or running. I could just press the pin and start recording from there. So it's just really frictionless. I could just do it anytime I want. Now, one question that maybe some of you will ask is, why would I even buy this when my phone can do all the recording and it's already saved saved on my phone immediately. Number one, I want to have a standalone gadget or device that I can focus on my own thoughts with less distraction as much as possible, because if I'm using this, I will be looking at notification, I'll be looking at other apps and all the things that just pops out on your phone. So I just prefer to have a standalone voice notes that can help me focus on what I want to get out of my head or ideas that I just want to record at that time. Now, the disadvantages of this is it can get really expensive because this device itself is one thing that you have to pay for, plus a subscription to their own AI to help you summarize in a more specific template. So their subscription is just crazy expensive, which is even more expensive than my ChatGPT subscription. I'm not a fan of their subscription. Also, I know a lot of people are concerned about privacy. This is still very useful if you're very careful or still cautious about the things that you want to share with it. Any of your personal information, try not to share this with this thing or any of AI, to be honest. Another thing is content hoarding, which means there is a huge amount of inputs but the output is lesser, so I have to be really intentional and make sure that I use those information as well. Now, one of the things that I've realized that while using this over time, I've kind of started using it less for meetings at work, but more of my own personal use. I felt the usefulness of this device if I have the urge to do journaling or storing my ideas. So the Notepin may look a little, gimmicky, but if you're more intentional with how you use it, then it won't be much of a waste of money. Honestly, over time, I have been having doubts as to why I even bought this and kind of the reason also why I stopped using it for a while. But now that I found it, I want to try to use it again and see what kind of use cases that I can use this for. So right now, a quick workflow on how I'm planning to use this. I will be recording my ideas or journaling with this Plaud Notepin. I will access the Plaud app and copy the transcription that is generated by the AI and then paste it to my ChatGPT, where I will then generate the appropriate template that I instructed to do, like bullet point summary, to-do list, do proper tagging. Along with that, I will then work within the ChatGPT if I have other questions or queries that is related to the voice notes. Now, another thing that I want to work on is to have a workspace where I can paste all of these ideas or notes from ChatGPT. But currently, I'm still kind of working on that because right now my workspace with content creation is Notion, but there is also Obsidian that I kind of want to explore a little bit. So that is kind of my future plans, is to figure out what is the best way of using the Plaud Notepin, ChatGPT, and the output and putting it in a proper workspace where I can just review it and look at my to-do list or task that I have to do. So that is kind of the future plan there as well. So yeah, overall, this is kind of an interesting little gadget. It is super cute, very tiny, that you can bring anywhere you go. But it really depends on what is your use case of having this kind of device. Yes, you definitely use your phone instead of getting this one. But if you want a standalone voice note gadget, then this can be really handy for you. There is a new iteration of this, which is, I think, is a card-shaped one that you can stick behind your phone. So I believe that one has more features than this one, but yeah, I kind of prefer this kind of form factor because it's even tinier and I could just carry around everywhere I go, whether it be in my wrist or around my neck. So this is kind of interesting how there are different types of wearability for this. So my question right now is, if you have this kind of Plaud Notepin, what could be the possible workflow that you can work with it? Because I'm also still trying to figure out how I can use this in a very productive way, use AI for content creation or personal work or even project work related stuff. Any recommendation, let me know in the comments below. I did write up a Substack article about this. You can check down below as well. If anything else, just let me know. Until then, I will catch you on our next episode. Bye!